Mga pa eh. Up. Ang mga pa. Ay, kok mendengi kok ande. Simple. Siguro na dito kung ano. Terus tas lagi na. Siguro na gusto kong page. Kamu. Oh ya, ini jangan lihat. Kalau Naoya YouTube nak. Naoya petelistas.
Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
I'll hold on to that.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Each year, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital works to improve the lives of kids and their families around the world. And this holiday season, Kia wants to help. We're continuing our tradition of helping others by expanding Kia's Accelerate the Good partnership with St. Jude, making a donation for every new car purchased during the holidays. Join us and help celebrate Kia's season of giving back. Kia, movement that inspires.
Peace. Full plate. Wait, are you my blind date? Dancing crew, trip for 2, nail the final interview. Buy or lease. Masterpiece. Inside joke. Artichoke. Game with Doug. Brand new mug. Give me a kid. Give me a hug. Have you gotten your updated COVID-19 booster? They're designed for Omicron variant. Schedule yours at vaccines.gov. For these happy holidays, we help cause holidays. During happy holidays, we can help you too. Right now, you can get 1.9% APR financing on select Honda models like the 2022 Pilot.
Hey, step into your power. Let's go.
You didn't come. Oh, you got this.
Hey, no challenge, no change.
Let's go.
Get $400 off Peloton packages. Terms apply.
I-adjust lang sana. Katong lang i-adjust. Adjust. Dulu. Para bawa ang cellphone. Wah, benar original loh.
Berani man.
Hit man terus bigas. Enggak. Bubuk. Wah, signal ni lubog ito. Sige, signal.
Butler. He's the WBO champion from Cheshire, England. His hand, he didn't hesitate in lining up this fight. Winner of this fight, the first undisputed four-belt bantamweight champion in boxing history. Here's Mark Pre-bout.
Ano aja? Kata kan aja.
Black. Wah, YouTube.
Pero bro, di man siguro maka. Gusto mo ads na? Wala.
He is back home where he said he had a flawless training camp, and this is a very important night in his career. Of course, the pound for pound list, and Timmy, we always debate this, but I think unequivocally now you can say there is an elite top tier of two, and it's just what's your preference, but there are the best two closers in the game. As you saw Terrence Crawford, the welterweight champion, take care of business at home at Omaha, and time and again, the power surge of the three-belt unified bantamweight world champion. Inoue sitting there currently at number 2, but there are many analysts, some who we work with, who vote Inoue number 1. Let's remind you of what he did the last time out, and this was really the performance that had many voting him number 1. That was, of course, on June 7th, when he had the rematch against the defending WBC champion, Nonito Donaire. 42-win, all-time great. And Inoue, Timmy, was at his very best. Well, this is against Maloney here.
Guru nih.
Sabi ni ko. Diba? Tagang kay Gus Guru.
Taga kau na taga Sumil.
Sabi niya.
Hmm.
Huwag yung comment ba asa mabanda ang lubi ba itong kan?
Sumil.
Tingnan ito unta ta.
Chat-chat niya na.
Pamangkin ko.
Albert Coutinho nang iyang ano.
Sa to? Ang lubi na.
Ngay kog lapay na siya ina ang siya pagtuon ako.
Sakar ba siya sa
Unong kubok ko ano sama.
And this is the scene right now as Naoya Inoue, aka the Monster, the
buhat
23-0
ng YouTube kan.
bantamweight world champion with 3 of the belts. He says this is undoubtedly his last fight at 118
On
pounds.
TV.
He thinks 126 is the max of what he can get. Keep in mind, this is a 3-division world champion who started his career at lightweight when he was 20 years old back in 2014 when he won his first world championship at 108 pounds. Now, this is what we wanted to show you, the impressive performance on June 7th. The second round TKO against the WBC champion Nonito Donaire. The knockdown in the first round, and Donaire really didn't recover because come the second round, it was full-on power blasts. Inoue was stalking his prey. Donaire took a monstrous shot against the ropes, and it was celebration as the third belt at 118 pounds was now his. And you start to look at the resume, and you realize you're sitting in the midst of greatness, in the absolute prime of somebody's career who is greatness. Number 2, pound for pound, you could make the argument number 1. Currently 3 of the belts at 118 pounds. If he comes through today with the victory against Paul Butler, he's an overwhelming favorite. He will be the first 4-belt undisputed champion at bantamweight. Of course, already 3 divisions in. And Timmy, we talk about world title fights. What do you do when you're up against the very best? He's 18-0 with 16 knockouts in world championship fights. He clears out divisions.
That's what he does. I mean, you know, he's a phenomenal fighter. And the reason why he's phenomenal is he has the speed, he has punching power, he has this seek and destroy type of style, Tess, you know, and he's an excellent counterpuncher on top of that. I look at that pound for pound list and I say, you know, if he can pull off a victory tonight, I can tell you this, that a lot of boxing analysts and a lot of people is going to rank him probably over Terrence Crawford if he can get a prolific knockout or a crazy looking knockout tonight. But let me tell you something. I think longevity is the difference here. Crawford has reigned at the top for a very long time. You know, you saw his knockout victory just recently against Avanesian. But, you know, I think it's going to be an interesting conversation after we see what happens tonight.
I don't think the conversation's even necessary. I think it's a flip of the coin. We see what happens tonight. He is up against Paul Butler, who boxes off the back foot, has skill. Obviously, he's a huge underdog. But these are the 2 top guys in the sport that are seeing. They go about it now in similar ways with Crawford in recent fights, with his knockout streak. But we will, of course, see the power of Inoue. 45% lands on power punches, according to CompuBox. That is 10% higher than the typical bantamweight. Now on the other side, there is Paul Butler. Paul Butler, who is the WBO bantamweight world champion. He did have the IBF belt at 118 pounds. Sort of a strange path to arrive here as he was chasing John Real Casimero, 2 fights in which he withdrew. But there was no hesitation. That's the one thing I like about Paul Butler. When he got this strap, there was no hesitation after what Inoue did on June 7th to say, let's do this. Let's have the undisputed fight right away.
You know what I like his attitude. Paul Butler is a fighter, a fleet-footed fighter, well-balanced, you know, fights well off his back foot, as you said, Tess. In this fight against Sultan, you know, he stuck to the game plan. You know, Sultan is a guy that's difficult to deal with. He's, you know, pressures you. He's always in your face. He has heavy hands. But, you know, Butler was able to figure him out, stay behind the game plan, use his jab, use his movement. He fought in spots. He did a great job. But the most important thing that he did was, even though he was going through a lot early on, he stuck with the game plan. He's going to need to stick with the game plan tonight against Inoue if he's going to pull off the victory.
He boxed beautifully on that evening with his counter punching, with consistent footwork. The jab was very steady in getting that win back on April 22nd. That was the WBO interim title, and then he was elevated to the full champion with everything that was happening with Casimero. As you see the resume on Paul Butler,
It's a good one. He's worthy of being a world champion. What he's in against, though, is a generational great. So I turn and ask you this. You say, yes, he was able to put forth the strategy and stick with the plan against Jonas Sultan. This is a different beast with Inoue. What is the plan if you're to have any hope?
A wish and a prayer. I just have to tell you that. I just don't think that Butler has the punching power to keep off Inoue. I think that's a major difference. I think what we're going to see tonight, you're going to see a master at his craft versus an expert at his craft. And a expert typically is about 2 steps ahead. A master is 3 steps ahead. I think Inoue figures him out. He walks him down, and he knocks him out. He will find that recipe to knock him out tonight.
Here you see Inoue making his final preparations with Shingo Inoue, his father. Please note the hair color on Inoue here as he's back to his original hair color, just dark black hair. We've seen him through the years with the dyed hair. We've seen him with the blonde hair, all the different hair colors. And, of course, that marries up against the dynamic power that we've seen through the years. Now he's literally going back to his roots. And that's what he said. He said when he was 20 years old, when he won his first world championship in April of 2014, there was no hair color. There were no blonde tips. And he's going back literally to his roots for a meaningful night. A night that he says it's important to make history. It's important to be Asia's first 4-belt undisputed champion.
Well, let me just tell you this. That just tells you about the fighter's psyche. He's going back to his roots, as you said. You know, he wants to feel a certain way, and changing his hair color, whatever, wearing a certain socks, wearing certain underwears. I mean, everybody has their thing. But changing his hair color is going to make him feel stronger. It's going to bring him back to the starting point of his career. So, you know, this is a huge opportunity for him to basically create his own history here. And anyway, I think he's going to do it, man. He's going to do it in great fashion. No doubt about it.
Number 5 in the world in terms of punch connect percentage is Naoya Inoue. You know the power. We will see if we see it again against Paul Butler. We are just moments away from live action for the undisputed bantamweight championship of the world. Naoya Inoue trying to become the first boxer from Asia to be a 4-belt world champion when we return.
You've heard the stories.
Inoue is the closest thing boxing has to a pure predator.
You've witnessed the power.
Inoue can put your lights out in a half a second.
But have you ever seen him this hungry?
Meals to devour.
Next one's on me.
Have it your way.
You know one of Nissan's EVs survived the North Pole? And one can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And they're all emission free. Don't get an EV for the E. Get it because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination and takes your breath away. Nissan EVs aren't just electric. They electrify you.
We empower those who act. Those who see the correlation between things above and things below the surface. Those who navigate risk with a heightened awareness of what's possible. CME Group, where risk meets opportunity.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 brand in dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Kia, movement that inspires.
Even when things seem quieter, the urge to protect means staying on the lookout to help keep others from harm. At Pfizer, we're driven by this impulse. We've reached hundreds of millions of lives with our COVID-19 response, and we keep innovating. Whatever comes next, we will respond fiercely, like family.
to your power. Let's go.
Ah, you didn't come to work out. You came to outwork. Let's get it.
Live naman.
Yo,
Hindi mo alam.
boom. 2 + 2 = 4. Come on, we got this. Everyday man from the
Hey,
block.
no challenge, no change.
Umabot siya Inoue.
Let's go.
Get $400 off Peloton packages. Terms apply.
Record na ko doon. Record siya na ko doon.
自分の試合見てもらったら分かると思うんですけど、特別なことってしてないんですよ。本当に、基本的に攻撃型だと思ってます。その中でディフェンス、オフェンスしっかり、そこを交えながら戦っていくスタイルになってます。
Everybody at 118, 122, y'all better take a look at your straps right now, because I'm telling you, Inoue is coming.
近くにいますスーパーバンタム級
Sabong-sabong.
は確実に上げていくだろうと。だからここからはやっぱりフィジカル面の強さだったり、骨格的な問題もありますから、そこが一番の壁になってくるのかな。次の目標は階級一つ上げて、そこでまたチャンピオンになることですね。
On the east coast of the United States, Joe Tessitore Naoya Inoue in Tokyo, Japan, as he attempts to become only the 11th undisputed four-belt champion in boxing history. A big Tuesday night in Japan, early morning here on the east coast of the United States. Joe Tessitore and Tim Bradley were terming this breakfast with brutality because that losses, but most recently bounced back, won an interim belt against Jonas Sultan back in April, where he boxed beautifully to get this opportunity and now heads to Tokyo for a very big payday and a very big opportunity with 4 belts on the line. Tim, I bring up the fact that it is now the chance for the winner to be the 11th undisputed 4-belt champion in boxing history. It wasn't long ago that was the ultimate rarity to say that you would be a 4-belt champion, as you see the action here at Ariake Arena as they're making some presentations prior to Jimmy Lennon Jr., who will make the ring walk introductions. This is a very different generation of fighters with a willingness to put belts on the line.
I would say this is all about the mentality of the fighter today, the modern day mentality. You know, before it was about the money, Mayweather, the money, that's all that was important. But now, these fighters today that I'm seeing, they want to be great. They don't want to be good anymore. No longer the standard. Being great is the standard nowadays because we're getting more undisputed champions. You have to understand that.
And a champion in Inoue whose goal is going to be beyond 118 pounds, assuming that he wins here tonight. He has stated that this will be his last fight at bantamweight. Obviously, we've got the headsets on because we're literally moments away from calling this fight.
Yeah.
If he wins tonight, the target's 118 pounds, and obviously a showdown everybody would want to see against Stephen Fulton. He says the max is getting to featherweight at 126 pounds. We know what we saw when he was at his very best against Donaire back in June. This is more of a moving target he has opposite tonight in Paul Butler.
I think it's going to be a similar fight. I think this fight is going to start off. Well, I feel like he's already faced this both. I mean, Butler's a guy that Maloney was a mover, his defensive Maloney was good tactically, and he was also great technically sound. and he was able to figure out a way to stop Maloney. I think it's going to be a similar fight. I think this fight's going to start off. It's going to be extremely technical by both men. You know, Butler's a guy defensive first. He's defensive minded. Uses his jab from the outside. You know, he looks to set up counters. But anyway, he can seek and destroy, and he typically likes guys that like to let their hands go so he can punch in between. So he's going to have to force Butler to fight him. And that's where I think things are going to get interesting because Butler, as you said, he's tough. And he's tough mentally, and he can stick with the game plan. But I've seen him through video. He can get drawn into a fight as well. Once that fight breaks out, lights
But
out.
you know who that favors then. The other thing with Inoue, assessing where he feels he is and where he feels he has improved. He's talked plenty about wanting to showcase his defense as well. He has the number 5 plus-minus rating in all of boxing, so we will see the complete package out of Inoue tonight.
Yeah, you know, defense is extremely important, especially when you move up in weight.
Loading man.
Siguro na-load mo. Oh, na. Sync rin go.
The guys starting to hit harder. You know, anyway, one of the things that I saw him watching in film is that he typically would keep his head directly on the center line. I hope that he's changed that tonight.
This is the Ariake Arena, seats over 50,000. For boxing. One of the arenas that was built for the 2020 Summer Olympics cost 35 billion yen to put this together, and it was home to Olympic volleyball. And recently it has been a major concert venue, and now it is home to arguably the most dominant sports figure in Japan right now, Naoya Inoue. The monster is ready to try to claim undisputed status. Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Champion of the world, the baby-faced assassin, Paul Butler.
Ini magtingog. Ini. Naya eh.
Yun na lang to.
Loading sige ko gina. Sige na. Nakapindot.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring from Zama, Japan, here is the undefeated WBC, WBA, and IBF bantamweight champion of the world, Naoya, the Monster Inoue.
Tinanap sa black na mo. Ito ba?
Black ko na siya.
Ha?
Utong ka na siya.
Madili na madaot?
Hindi na. Kaya pakya ba?
Mupo ah.
Adili. I-black ko nila ba? Palingon nila.
Sana na. Ako pinaganan dito. Ito.
Ano mo ka na?
Hindi lagi makita mo. Klaro mo kayo? National anthem pa.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to ask you to rise for the playing of the anthems. We begin with England, followed by the national anthem of Japan.
これより両チャンピオンの栄誉をたたえ、両国国歌の
Abot na nag... Nasa 20 na. Napukaw mo na yung viewers dyan.
Napukaw mga viewers.
Kuha gano'n lang. Talpakag sa ito.
Please subscribe.
Mag-comment na kayo.
Mana?
Oh,
Alang antim?
Apa mau dari mau komen?
Silver.
So, silver best. Siya ating pa sa kan. Kapon din eh.
Japan.
Abi ako Japan lagi na. CB na. Shout out mga kapatid.
Mga higala, shout out.
Buntis na pero meron. Shout out. Paabutin niyo ng 100,000 subs, 100,000 viewers.
Share.
Lahat ng nanonood dyan, mag-subscribe kayo mga.
Managal na.
Tinaya namin ang aming YouTube dito ha.
Tinayaan namin ang aming YouTube channel para sa inyo.
Okay. Sige na. Mag-subscribe na kayo mga idol.
Please like and subscribe mga idol.
Lahat na nanonood, mag-like na kayo. Hindi nyo ba gustuhan yan?
WBA, WBC, WBO, IBF,
Meron tayo na. Mga 100,000 na tayo mga.
WBA,
Ayun.
WBC, IBF,統一チャンピオン、井上尚弥対
Nagutas
WBA チャンピオン、ポール・バトラーの12回戦は
Pag mag 1 million yan mamaya. Ito ko lang sila no?
規定通り厳
Masahod ba ka
重
na?
なる身体検査と計
Ano
量
ba,
を
umu 1
行い、
million ba niya?
両選手とも全てに的
Live
確が
ba?
ありま
This
したの
channel
で、
hope it doesn't get
私は
taken off.
この試合を
Wag lang.
WBA、WBC、WBO、IBF、世界
Pa-subscribe naman mga idol.
統一戦と
Huwag lang
認定
maban
いたし
agad.
ます。
Huwag lang maban agad ang dahan ko.
Sana hindi maban.
12月13日、一般財団法人
Wag lang natin masyadong i-focus. Please subscribe. Ayan na.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Nippon no boxing fan no minasama konbanwa.
138,000 na tayo.
Pabuti na lang.
And we welcome you, ladies and
300,000.
gentlemen, to the Ariake Arena here in Tokyo, Japan, for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Ohashi Promotions in association with Probellum Boxing. This undisputed championship bout is sanctioned by the WBA. The president is Herberto Jesus Mendoza, supervisor Tsuyoshi Yasukochi. The WBC, the president Mauricio Suleiman, supervisor Mauro Betti. The WBO president Francisco Valcarcel, supervisor Leon Panosillo, and the IBF president Daryl Peoples, supervisor Ben Kilty, along with the Japan Boxing Commission.
Mukhang
We introduce
kukumbagan
our
si
three
Butler sa round
judges
1.
scoring this bout from
Di,
ringside.
paabutin mo naman ng round 2.
Round 2 lang, round 2.
Para mahaba-haba naman yung video namin.
Also from the United States, Ron McNair,
75.
and from Panama, Ignacio Robles.
Subscribe po.
Introducing
Mga
our
Mats
referee in
Budi.
charge, he'll be
Mga
giving
kapatid, tahimik
instructions
lang tayo.
after.
At wag ang galaw ang cam.
Nahulog mo, nahulog. Nahulog ang kamera.
Sana hindi mabawan yung... Saglit lang mga idol ha.
Coba. Dagan. May mga dyan lang kayo. Huwag kayong bumitaw. Nawala yung signal. Bay, nag-200 na bay. Oh, nandiyan na. Hintayin nyo lang, signal. Kuha sige. One. 150, 200 to kapin kina. Ang tagal into tapos ra.
Introductions from Hungary, Kovacs. Our fans, here we go. It's the bout you've all been waiting for. 12 rounds of boxing, champion versus champion for boxing's first ever undisputed bantamweight championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance, and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Tokyo, Japan, it's time for the main event of the evening.
Okay mga idol.
Okay, live. Yan na.
First on my left, fighting out of the red corner, boxing's pride of Japan, the popular
Tagal lang intro, tapos round lang
champion tonight attempting to capture the undisputed crown. Wearing black trunks with gold trim, hailing from
Butler,
Kanagawa, Japan. He weighed in at 117 and 3/4 pounds or 53.45 kilos. He is undefeated with a sensational record of 23 wins, no losses, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making his 19th consecutive world title
Boss,
appearance,
magalaw kamera.
here is the three-division
Okay lang yan.
world
Ginalaw namin eh.
one of the acclaimed and renowned
Subscribe
stars of
muna
boxing
mga
and
idol.
bound for bound greats today. Ladies
Yan na.
and gentlemen, please welcome boxing's first and only
Butin na, no?
unified three-belt bantamweight title holder, the hard-hitting, undefeated, reigning and defending WBA, WBC, and IBF bantamweight champion of the world, introducing Naoya, the Monster Inoue. And his opponent across the ring, the WBO World Champion, fighting out of the blue corner. Also attempting to unify the bantamweight crown tonight, entering the ring wearing white trunks with gold and black trim. Fighting out of the respected area of Ellesmere, Port Cheshire.
Pa-subscribe naman mga idol.
He weighed in at a bantamweight limit of 118 pounds or 53.5 kilos. His record stands at 34 wins, 2 losses, with 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the two-time bantamweight world champion and the current, defending, and accomplished WBO bantamweight champion of the world, introducing the baby-faced assassin, Paul Butler.
Salamat Sad, salamat.
Once again, number 3 in charge, and now to give instructions, Benson Kovacs.
Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Good luck. Touch gloves.
So here we go from Ariake Arena.
Pa-subscribe po mga idol.
Joe Tessitore and Tim Bradley on the call to determine the first undisputed bantamweight champion in boxing's 4-belt era. Naoya Inoue and Paul Butler. You have to go back to when Inoue was in high school, Tim, when he took part in an amateur tournament, the All Japan tournament, for the last time he lost a fight. He turned pro immediately after that. Here we are now, 23 fights and 20 knockouts later, including now this, his 19th straight World Championship fight.
Budiga.
Tess, for Butler, he's naturally left-handed, and he fights from the orthodox stance. And I expect him to be heavy on his jab. Heavy. Stand defensive responsible, so that way he doesn't get caught early. And limit the 50-50 exchanges against Inoue. And for Inoue, it's all about pressure and cutting off the ring. And I expect him to go down to the body of Butler to bring those hands down and eventually find that kill shot up top.
Speaking of jabs, you're seeing steady jab from Inoue early on. He averages landing nearly 9 jabs per round, and that is number 2 among all active fighters. That is double the bantamweight average. First 2-punch combination of significance from Inoue.
See, Inoue, Butler was trying to exit. Inoue threw the right hand, caught him where he was moving, forced Butler to his left hand, and caught him with the left hook.
There's Inoue trying to corral him with that jab. Butler, steady mover, high guard defense.
Butler's now trying to use feint and lateral movement to throw off Inoue's timing. He's doing right by staying defensively sound and not opening up right away.
3-punch combination from Inoue. Now Butler takes a step forward for a moment. And when comes back with a right hand behind the jab.
That was caught by Butler.
Defensive position of Butler. Inoue touches him to the body, put the jab to the body, came with the right hand, and finished with the left to the body.
Butler's got to get on his jab test. The only way he has to gain some sort of respect. He's allowing Inoue just past that threshold without giving him anything in response.
And even though some of these punches, many of these punches are hitting the gloves of Butler, you can hear the thud. Inoue has the power to punch through the defensive prowess of Butler.
本日のイベントを両選手の経歴戦績をご紹介いたします。赤コーナー井上直也大橋塾所属
You know, I think this was a quintessential round for Inoue. You know, he pressed forward, landing that jab, starting with the jab downstairs, working and looking for the angles and the shots around the elbows of Butler. Butler's playing defensively sound right now. You know, he's playing with his defense. He's keeping his hands high, and he's not allowing Inoue to get a clean punch on him. Tess, I'm okay with that at the moment. I'm okay with that. You know, he's outdone. He knows it.
Labios.
629.
600?
Joseph Gallagher, trainer for Paul Butler. WBO Bantamweight World Champion. Comes from Cheshire, England. Goes to the other side of the world to take on this challenge against the monster. Round number 2. There's a right hand to the body from Inoue.
Inoue doing exactly what I was saying. He's going down to the body, trying to open up Butler. Butler has to find some way to gain some sort of respect, to get respect from Inoue.
Comes forward with a double jab, this Butler.
Like I
Way
told you,
probing with that jab, including often going to the body with it. Waiting on Butler for a moment.
not enough offense from Butler at all. Not enough jabs, not enough combinations just yet. He's still comfortable right now, still protecting himself. He fears that power of Inoue.
Atas time.
Or double jab that time. 5-punch combination. He went double jab, right hand, left hand to the body. He has landed 3 lefts to the body in that last sequence.
Yes, it's live.
Tess, nice slip inside right there from Butler to land his own body shot on Inoue.
Butler comes back with the right hand up top before going with the high guard again. Now moving to his left. Got to be careful of that right hand of Inoue. Inoue taking those small steps just to corral Butler. Always keeping him in range. There's a right hand and a left hand to the body that backed it up. Been finishing consistently with that left hand to the body on the combinations, Timmy.
Yes, he has. He's one of the best combination punchers in boxing. Always balanced.
Inoue steady work with the jab.
It's
Always
7-6.
setting the table,
100.
creating the opportunity for offense. Now you see the head movement. Something he has taken great pride in. Remember, he took that mini camp trip to the Wild Card gym in California, said he wanted to see various styles and work
9-3-1.
on his defense. You saw a glimpse of it there with the upper body movement.
Tess, 100% of
Dugmo
fighters
ka.
need to work on
The second round.
Dugmo ka. Kahit na yan.
Right hand over the top from Inoue.
Anong round?
Partially blocked by
1,000
Butler.
na?
9-3-1 pa.
O mo biya ang nananaw na.
Oh.
Kinakauyon na.
A lot of foot feints from Butler.
996.
No probing
Grabe
jab,
na
nothing
abuse na dag pa nga.
in
Just
front of
not
him.
enough offense, Timmy, to keep Inoue off.
Nothing in front of him.
And 2 points to the body. Good
Nabot.
in round number 2 by Naoya Inoue.
Matibay pa pagka ka Junairo. Nahirapan si Junairo. Katumba.
Vicious body work. Like I tell you guys in the past,
Subscribe
you
naman
see
po,
Inoue
mga idol.
going where Butler's moving to cut him off, to pin him on the ropes. Butler keeping that high guard. Inoue is searching for those holes around the high guard. When opponent has the high guard, you can split the guard. You can come underneath the guard. You can come around the guard. And Inoue is doing a great job right here with his defense that he says that he's been working on to improve.
It's interesting when he detailed that trip to the Wild Card gym, Freddie Roach's Wild Card Boxing Club, and he was asked about the experience. He said, listen, I'm not used to outsiders watching me train. He said, you go there, you have sparring partners, bringing family members and friends, you have people showing up to watch you train. But he said, it actually made me stronger. Inoue said it forced me to focus and lock in even more because I was taken out of my comfort zone by being in that setting, Timmy.
Tess, that's the magic word, being out of your comfort zone. A lot of fighters like to feel comfortable. No, you need to feel uncomfortable. You need to get yourself prepared for those type of situations.
Opens up this third round with a combination. Elbows in that corner and desperately needs to get out. He has that left hand up, but Inoue is pounding him with right hands and mixing in the left to the body as well.
Test, you hear the punches.
That is the one thing with Inoue that is most obvious. You hear the power, you don't just see it.
1-3. Dalag di pag-yelo, no?
Punch combination again, working behind that jab.
Ugma agitable na positive, larguhan na nagpa.
Look at the space between. Butler's not probing, not doing anything else to occupy that space in front of him. He's just allowing Inoue to just walk straight in and do whatever he wants against him.
Inoue always maintains that range to be in position. Look at the footwork, those small steps. Anytime Butler moves laterally like you see him doing right now, Inoue is constantly staying on him as if they are tied at the waist with a rope. Always in a ready position.
Tess, I'm just waiting on that teeter-totter combination. The uppercut, right uppercut, left hook behind.
Now explain to people when you say that. You call it a teeter-totter, and hands go as Inoue covers up for a moment. Best work that Butler's had comes here in round number 3. But what you describe as that teeter-totter, the ability to and generate the torque, bringing back the offhand to create more power.
Teeter-totter combination is the right uppercut. So it goes up. So that side is up, and then he comes down. The opposite side is down. And it's around the elbow to the liver.
How devastating that can be. Able to slip that left hook by Butler moments ago. Remember, Butler plays orthodox, but is naturally left-handed, and he loves that left hook. Just haven't seen much of it against Inoue. It's risk reward against the fighter with his power.
Inoue's looking sharper than ever. You know, getting right to Butler with combinations. Butler's not giving him much to return. Every now and then in spots when Inoue will neglect defense, Butler will come on with his combinations. The hook is the best punch I believe that Butler has landed this far in this fight.
You just saw it again with 10 seconds to go in round 3 as Butler threw that hook, and Inoue finishes strong for the belt. End of 3.
Just this assault right here, Inoue cornering Butler. Butler protected himself really well. A lot of those things was caught on the glove. But as you see, no return fire from Butler. He is timid. He does not want to open himself up because he does not want to get knocked out. Again, against the longer ropes, Inoue trying to come around that high guard, throwing straight shots down the middle, trying to split the guard of Butler.
I think that right hand that split the guard right at the final second, maybe the most effective of the round right there.
I put that punctuation right there on that round.
Round number 4 from Ariake Arena in Tokyo. Undisputed bantamweight world championship fight. 3 belts in the hands of Inoue right now. Butler has the WBO belt at 118 pounds.
Well, it's round 4, and Butler has lost every single round. He doesn't have the knockout power to hurt Inoue. So at this point in the fight, he needs to make a choice. He needs to make an adjustment. He needs to fight, sell out now. Sell out right now. Because the way this fight is going, it could be ending shortly, real shortly, Tess.
Calling out from the corner, Butler to have a bit of a swagger to you. Inoue finding that jab with ease. See if the right hand comes behind it. It's interesting when we call fights from Japan, how quiet the crowd is, even when they're watching their favorite superstar. Respectful, quiet, not that constant pump that we are used to like we had at Madison Square Garden on Saturday night for that card. And with that, the corners, as is the case with Gallagher. Speaking of his charge, Paul Butler, 34-win WBO champion. We're closing the gap into that corner again. Left hook comes in. Inoue comes around the gut with the right hand. And even when these shots are being partially blocked by Butler, much is getting through to him. There's a thud right through the glove that's making contact.
Tess, you do power puncher like Inoue. When you get hit with those type of punches, the lights are flickering on and off in your head. Honestly, it hurts catching those shots. You need to get underneath those shots, weave underneath those shots, not take those shots on the gloves and on the arms.
That has been the case with Butler throughout these 4 rounds. The high guards and trying to block, as you just saw right there with the left hand.
It's weakening them, Tess. No doubt. That energy that Inoue is generating in those punches, as long as it's touching something on the body,
Pa-subscribe mga idol.
it's draining.
Had counter opportunity moments ago. Inoue able to slip it. As he has been in control for 4 rounds, Naoya Inoue.
Subscribe muna. Sana mag-subscribe lahat.
Just more domination from Inoue. Target practice at this moment. This is punching bag work right here. You know, Butler, I understand his strategy. He doesn't want to get knocked out. He took this fight. He said that, hey, I want to be the undisputed champion, but he's not fighting like that. He rather covers himself up. He'd rather be covered up, protect himself, and not dish out any offense.
See how calm and relaxed Inoue is currently number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, according to ESPN.com. And in the corner of Paul Butler, Adam Gigley, Joseph Gallagher sending off their charge. To your point of Butler and this opportunity, he wins the belt back in April. Inoue does his thing against Donaire to get the 3rd belt. Inoue was contemplating a move up and leaving this weight class, but Butler's willingness to have an undisputed fight keeps him here at 118 pounds one last time. But Butler wanted this. He said the chance to unify against Inoue, I want that before anything else. Never a matter of saying yes or no, a matter of just when this fight would happen. And now that opportunity arrives in round number 5. And does he have enough offense, enough willingness to try to keep the monster off him and change the course of this fight?
See, now Inoue is not attacking. He's looking for Butler. He's wanting Butler to be big because he wants to punch in between his punches.
Butler's been on that back foot the whole time. He's
2-7.
moving laterally and he's been covering up when he gets pinned with the high guard.
Right hand to be coming soon from Inoue.
Combination from Butler as Inoue just harmlessly steps back. Very consistent work from the jab of Inoue, as we told you. He is number 2 amongst all bantamweights in jabs landed per round. He doubles the typical average of a 18-pounder.
Sana mag-subscribe lahat.
Standing just outside that mid-range. He's hoping that Butler commits with something. He's looking for that right hand over the top of the jab of Butler.
The jab of Butler often comes with one foot out the back door, though. As soon as he waits on it, see if he can bring that hand over the top. Butler with his back against the ropes. There's a 3-punch combination from the Englishman.
Yeah, he's able to land that because he got used. That's the right
Salamat
hand
sa
right there,
pag-subscribe mga idol.
He got used to the jab coming at the same speed, single jab from Inoue. Butler right there doing a good job recognizing that and timing Inoue.
Closes range with the jab, gets the inside left hand, came to the body, finished with the left hook upstairs. Right hand comes behind the jab, left uppercut, right uppercut. There's that left hand to the body that's been so effective tonight.
Naoya, ubos naman ang gamot.
Luya na.
Random 5 from Tokyo, and Paul Butler is in deep hole.
Oh!
Round number 6. Naoya Inoue, the monster. Night that could be filled with history for him as he tries to become the first boxer from Asia to be a 4-belt undisputed world champion. And with that, Timmy, we noted we're so used to in recent years seeing Inoue with the bright dyed blonde hair or the frosted tips or the unique hair color. Tonight, he's going back literally to his original roots of the black hair, and he discussed that. He said, the last time my hair was black, I was 21 years old, and that's when I was a world champion for the first time. And now that's what he wants tonight, is to have it come full circle on a night when he tries to become an undisputed world champion.
Tess, Inoue is trying every every trick in the bag. He switched southpaw. I knew he can fight from the southpaw position. He hasn't done it that often in his fights. But he changed southpaw just for a little bit. Now he's posturing in front of Butler, trying to get him to open up.
He does for a moment, and Inoue wouldn't fight that, looking for an opportunity to land his power shot. Now a little bit of a shuffle before he sends off a three-punch combination.
The reason why Butler's having a little success is because now Inoue is taking more chances, trying to get him to open up so he can land that kill shot.
Jab to the body. High guard from Butler, tries to split it with the right hand. Comes forward behind the jab just for a moment. And needs to be more aggressive, more willing Butler to create his own opportunities. Double jab right hand to the body from Inoue. Three-punch combination from Inoue. You can hear the thud.
That's Butler. I don't think he's here to win tonight. I think he's just here to survive. That's it. He's here to survive. He's not letting his hands go. He fears the punching power from Inoue. Look at Inoue. He's having fun. This is the undisputed championship of the world, and Inoue is just, this is a sparring session for him. That's how gifted he is.
He recognizes it easily. End of 6, halfway through this undisputed world championship fight. Joe Tessitore and Tim Bradley on the call with you. Good morning. Breakfast with brutality, but we haven't seen enough of it so far, as Butler not a willing challenger to create those opportunities from Inoue. So what's the answer if you're Inoue and dealing
Subscribe
with
muna tayo mga idol.
Tess, it is so difficult to deal with a fighter that is so defensively minded. You know, Inoue is pulling out every trick in the bag, switching southpaw, going down to the body. You see him pinning Butler in the corner, landing kill shots over top. He's not able to land that shot because Butler is so dang defensive. He has a tight guard, he stays compact, and he's not opening himself up.
Is this something where you believe Inoue starts to get frustrated, or just embraces it, has fun with it, and opens up even more?
He gets a little bit more, let's say, anxious. He will make a little bit more mistakes, make himself a little bit more vulnerable, but he wants, so that way he can open up.
Clean shutout, clean sweep, dominating form from Inoue against Paul Butler. Winner here will be only the 11th undisputed four-belt champion in boxing history, the first undisputed bantamweight champion in the four-belt era.
What I tell you, try to get him to open up, but Butler's not taking the bait.
Hands down around the waist, sitting right in the pocket.
And Inoue's going to be willing. He's going to have the willingness to get hit just a little bit more. Playing somewhat a possum. So that way he can set up Butler with something effective.
Inoue leaning his head forward, hands down. He's looking for an opportunity. Begging Butler to throw and engage.
I recognize the pattern from Butler. Wonder if Inoue recognizes it. Butler always, when he throws a combination, he leads with his right hand, followed by the jab hand, and then another right hand. So he throws a 2-1-2. Been seeing that combination often.
Punch combination from Inoue, finishes with the left hand. Lead right to the body.
Inoue is getting bored. He said, come on, man. Come on.
Make a fight out of it.
Yeah.
Racing the right hand. Pop jabbing off the hip. Winding up and flexing.
It's too easy, Tess.
Far too easy.
Too easy. Good combination right there from Butler.
Ali shuffle. A duck out to the left. Double jab right hand.
Butler has Inoue right where he wanted to get him. Get him over, anxious, frustrated. And taking more risks, but he's not letting his hands go.
There's no intention when he does. Even like the last combination he threw. Has gone past the 8th round since 2019. Of course, fight of the year was against...
Subscribe lang, sapat na.
All-time thriller.
5,000.
When he fought through a broken nose and a broken orbital bone.
Just some more punching bag work right here. Butler attempted to throw a short counter. Yeah, that right there just seems like a foreign fighter to me. Inoue's getting bored inside the ring. He's tried everything, pulled out all the tricks, still hasn't found a way to open up Butler and make him engage with him.
Father Shingo is a trainer. 8th round. Does the script change here?
Kaapoy siya.
Luya siya.
Beautiful left hook down to the body. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I need to see more from Butler right there. You saw that Inoue was relaxing after his combination. He finally came in behind with his own combination to land on the champion Inoue.
We're just waiting on him. Put his head right out there. Right hand from Inoue. Stop Butler's lateral movement for a moment. Combination from Butler. Just a touch more aggressive here in round 8.
Luya na siya, no?
Ooh, both men opening up with right hands. Inoue leads to the body, then comes with the left hook upstairs. Hear the encouragement from the corner of Paul Butler. As he's sent back with another right hand that hits that high guard.
It's more of the same, Tess. Butler will have some success when he lets his hands go. Catching Inoue in spots where he's careless. Then he gets on his bike again.
Look at this.
Uh-oh.
Hands behind the back.
He hit him with the Roy Jones.
Then he comes forward.
He hit him with the Roy.
Got to do something. I mean, if Butler's not going to throw then, when are you going to throw?
That's a fighter. What you're seeing is a fighter that's not being challenged. So he's being creative in there just to keep himself alive inside that ring.
I like it, though. Why not? End of 8.
Kira na.
7.
Nice inside right there. Nice slip inside and getting around to the body of Butler.
Subscribe.
When he stops and in front of him, you know, get beautifully careless and not allow himself to be hit.
Nobody's going to know he was in a fight when you see his face tomorrow. Paul Butler being completely outclassed here.
Tess, he's content.
Arena.
He's content, Tess. Butler is content with just going the distance. He can say, hey, I went the distance with Inoue. That's it. Nothing more.
Inoue comes out firing here in round 9.
Now Inoue is looking to match the rhythm of Butler and keep him on a bounce, bouncing just like Butler. Trying to match his rhythm. Trying a different way to open up Butler.
What? Balik.
Hina na.
Tess, I'll let you know right now, I'll be happy if I don't ever see Butler ever again. He's not even contending in this fight. I'm just flabbergasted. I don't even know what to say, honestly. Just being extremely defensive, really not throwing any punches, not competing, just surviving.
The way I hear you talk and what I see out of Butler, you get the sense that to him the victory was getting the contract signed.
That's it. That's it. You got to understand that it's first time fighting out of his country. It's his first title defense. You know, most of the time guys, they want to get a title defense and try to, you know, make a little bit money and have a, you know, a voluntary defense or, you know, but not just go straight to the top and then come in here and just lay an egg.
And you hear the constant encouragement and really more endorsement from his trainer, Joseph Gallagher, in terms of the movement. Nice, good ball, but Gallagher himself has to understand you're headed to a shutout loss no matter.
Yes.
So if a trainer's there to train you to victory, these are not the right instructions.
Well, he's following the game plan. The game plan is to be to don't take risks. And you can tell the game plan from the opening bell. And get in a way over anxious.
Balik na.
And make him pay for his mistakes.
You're not making him pay at all, even if he was over anxious. There's no willingness to do that.
More of the same. 1-2 combination right there lands from Inoue. No response from Butler. Pretty much target practice. That land directly on the chin. I gotta tell you, Butler does have a beard on him. As that shot was deadly, came right down the middle, right directly on the chin, and he took it well.
Round number 10 from Tokyo. Inoue with a body shot as Butler was up against the ropes.
That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Inoue land that shot to deliver. Double left hook would be awesome too. Touch high, go low. On the same side.
Three-punch combination that finishes with the left to the body.
Good two-piece right there from Butler.
That time willing to throw, and Inoue filled that gap with a right hand. Now Butler going to the body and then wide swing up top with a right hand. Inoue fires back with a straight right, looking to split the guard. Right hand from Inoue.
It's a good sequence right here. Consistent work from Inoue. Inoue should just take some of the steam off the punches and change the cadence up, speed things up.
What would that do for him, Timmy?
He can open up a big shot. Touch, 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 touch. Get him defensive and boom. A big shot downstairs.
It's a good right hand and then the left finishing just underneath that right elbow of Paul Butler.
He got him right where he wanted him now. He's softening him up more and more. Hit him with flush shots down to the body.
Definitely picking up the pace here in round number 10. Went a few rounds trying to do anything. Wild antics just to try to get Butler to engage. Even went with the Roy Jones chicken pose in round number 8. But here just making his own offense of it.
Butler. Ano lang? Tumbas Butler. Tawa na.
Ay, kontra. Butler. May Butler na.
I always tell you guys, nice little pull right there. You see Inoue reaching out with the left hand to pull the guard down, to manipulate the guard, and split the guard with the right hand. And there's some work from Butler coming back. Inoue sitting in the pocket, trying to get him to open up, staying close enough so he can. But didn't anticipate that combination coming from Butler.
Championship rounds here for undisputed status at 118 pounds. Inoue's IBF, WBA, WBC titles on the line. Butler's WBO strap. It has been a clean sweep for Naoya Inoue here in Tokyo. 19th World Championship fight, 18-0 with 16 knockouts. But Butler has been taking on the attitude of trying to go the distance with the unified champ.
Sila na,
to open up this 11th round. Oh, and I love the speed on those punches. That's what I'm talking about. Changing up the cadence, baby. Speed coming down the middle, but now he needs to bring it downstairs. After he get those hands high and raised on Butler, attack that body.
Mana?
Right hands in the body is a good one.
Tumba na dia. Tama ang sarang video.
Okay mga guys, mga idol. Subscribe muna bago umalis. Tingnan natin yung replay.
Butler did his best to try to survive and go 12 rounds with the monster. And Naoya Inoue is now the first fighter from Asia to be a full-belt undisputed champion. All four are his. The king of the bantamweights, Naoya Inoue. Test that sequence right before he came out when he was dancing. You seen him moving his feet. His corner, I don't know what they said, but I can assume what they said. They said, hey, wake up. Wake up. Come on. You alive? Let's go. Go get this stoppage. Go get this stoppage.
And Tim, just for perspective, when a guy is trying to just survive, a guy like Butler is just saying, hey, I want to go the distance. How much of a challenge is it to close the show the way Inoue just did?
It's extremely hard, Tess, because you get bored. You get bored of doing the same thing, and you know, you're not getting the same result. You're trying new things, but he figured it out,
Junior
Tess.
to make it official.
He figured it out.
Gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 9 seconds in round number 11. A referee stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated. And now boxing's first undisputed bantamweight champion of the world, Naoya, the Monster.
It was very important for Inoue to do this, to grab all four belts. He said he was so inspired this week when they had the final press conference in the weigh-in to see that last belt, and now it's all his. Naoya Inoue is the undisputed champion of the world in the four-belt era, only the 11th man overall to do that, the first bantamweight to do that. This man, this superstar, quit 20 years old, won the WBC light flyweight title. Went on to win junior bantamweight. And now at 118 pounds, his third division, he has all four belts. You can see the notes of Butler. You can see the damage that was done. Beautiful work with the combinations, with the power in round number 11. And 1 minute and 9 seconds into round 11, it ends with a knockout victory for Inoue.
Tess, when you are dealing with a fighter like Butler, and you get bored in there, and you're not able to land that kill shot, but the way Inoue closed the show, he figured it out. He understood that Butler was weakening, and he needed to step on the gas. His corner forced him to step on the gas, and he was able to get that stoppage. That's special. That's rare. That is truly rare to see.
This will be the last fight for Inoue. He has set at 118 pounds in all four belts. And move on could be a super showdown with Steve Fulton at 122.
Yun na, gawin lang.
Gawin lang, 5. Wala lang. Nag-enjoy ba lahat?
Subscribe ba lahat?
Sana huwag kalimutan mag-like and subscribe mga idol. Salamat. Like and subscribe, sapat na.
Yay. Putol ko. Udah mereka. Kini ka ba? Kini ka no. Cancel.
Record mo ka na. Cancel ka na. Nasib na nimo to?
Oh, pa ko kan. Sip.
Record ba?
Ano sip?
Wa naman rin.
Ha?
Naman rin.
Ito na ko.
So as I anticipated, this the bag would become much longer than usual, and the part came to the menu and also included the
Asam na makita ko na ni.
that I got. I'm very happy. And then
59.
In the pocket trying to get this looks like kids. But didn't anticipate that combination coming from Butler.
Tulpa ko na. Na? Ano? Mamsur ko. Problema ano din na ginagawa na.
改めてご紹介します。 WBA、WBC、IBF、WBO 世界バンタム級王座統一王者です。井上尚弥選手です。
皆さん今日はありがとうございました。
Thank you sa mga nanood at sa mga nag-subscribe.
So that is the scene right now in Tokyo, Japan at the Ariake Arena. And these are the highlights, Timmy, as we will take you right through the finish.
Inoue came out viciously, throwing punches with bad intentions. You know, Butler had something else in mind. He didn't come to win tonight. He came to survive, as Inoue made him a punching bag for the entire night until he stopped him in the 11th round.
So now you look at the resume for Naoya Inoue, and you realize that bottom line is unlike many have had. World title fights, now racing through 3 divisions, clearing out 118. To me, 19-0 with 17 knockouts in world title fights. And when you consider, the last fight he went the distance, it's a fight of the year. It's an all-time classic against Donaire in 2019 when he won the 12-round unanimous decision. And he did so with a broken nose and a broken oral bone. So even in the fight where he did go the distance in recent years, it's an all-time classic performance.
Yes, it's going to be hard to beat this guy. It's going to be hard to beat Inoue, because you see the speed, you see the punching power, you see the accuracy in his shots, you see he carries his power even late in the fight. And then to go back to that first Donaire fight where he was injured, fighting with, both orbital bones fractured, he had that toughness, that grit to fight down in any close fights or any tough fights. He's one to continue to watch, Tess. And I know this was a one-sided beatdown, but I was impressed with his work. Upstairs, downstairs, and then at the end when he turned it on, he finally found the key. What I saw there was he recognized the pattern of Butler. Butler would check when he gets inside. He exchanged hooks with Butler and caught him and hurt him and stung him. And then the follow-up shots is what ended the fight.
You mentioned that he's going to be very, very hard to stop, no matter going up in weight. But there is a guy at 122 pounds, a unified champion, in Stephen Fulton. If that showdown does happen soon enough, what would you expect?
Ooh, Steve Fulton, bad boy. It's a different weight class. It's a different animal going up in weight. Fulton can box, he can fight from the southpaw stance, he can fight orthodox, he has good power, respectable power. He's
Sige
shown
mga
his
idol,
ability
hanggang dito na lang.
inside the ring as a champion as well.
Magpapaalam na kami.
That's a tough matchup right there. It really is. It's an extremely tough
Salamat
matchup,
sa panonood.
I believe, for both men. Without watching film, I can't tell you who I favor in the fight, but